On today's episode of Manny's at the Park, without a calculator, with a dry erase board and some dry erase markers, I'm going to be talking about AI, so artificial intelligence, and not no Terminator crazy stuff, which will, it's a funny story about that later, but it's I'm just explaining what my thing is, and I might have to restart it over. Bloop, 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 start over. What's up, everybody? It is Manny O coming at you live from the park. On today's episode of Manny's at the Park, without a calculator and a dry erase board, I'm gonna just talk. That's it. So it's September 11th. I got to talk about my idea and the plan and how to explain it. I got some tools going right now, just low, because I like noise and it kind of distracts me when cars drive by. I gotta get used to it. I do this stuff all the time. But again, I'm doing it all to practice and get better. So that way, September 11th, let us all remember the terrible thing that happened that day, and how it united the country after that. And that's kind of all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get the country to be great as it can be, by the good people and the greatest people that I know, getting together and being awesome and being great and helping each other out. That's all I'm doing. This is going to be me explaining artificial intelligence. I was at a church yesterday. Shout out to Pastor Roddy. Thank you very much for your belief in the Just Jump 2023 movement and believing in the dream. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate your donation to the cause. But I was at his place yesterday. We ran out of time. What I wanted to do is explain. We had an AI class, which me and him got passed a lot of stuff and learned a good amount and stuff to help the church, and got him a good head start for him and his congregation to get rocking. That being said, I wanted to talk for a certain amount of time, 32 minutes, and sometimes I go off on tangents. So if I do that, I'm just talking. I make mistakes. It is what it is. But it's just me talking. So there's no two. Like I say, there's always one take. There's no two takes. It's just everything's literally the first take, and then we edit it, or I edit it, and then it flips out, and that's it. So it's not numbers, and nothing's a numbers game. For the record, nothing's ever a numbers game. It's never I want too many people. It's I need quality people. So every person's an important person to me. Every single solitary one of you that watches my thing via Instagram, Facebook, or something. And if you added me, or we know each other for whatever reason, like you're important to me, and that's why you're part of the crew. So we'll get to that later too. So this 32 minutes was specifically what I wanted to talk about Just Jump and explain it 100%. As confusing as this is, I'm just talking. So I'm just talking. I'm going to make it to a YouTube video. The YouTube video I'm going to upload right after I'm done with it. So by the time I walk home, it'll be probably uploaded. Will be uploaded. I'm going to ask AI how to make it the best video ever for what I'm doing and how it is. So you're going to watch the process of me making the video, to doing it, to explaining it, and then everything that we'll be able to do with AI with that video that I just made right now, September 11th, 2023. Literally, you watch the process as it goes along. Everything, and again, I can't stress this enough. Everything, as you see the numbers right now on my Facebook, or excuse me, my Instagram, or close to 423 of my posts. 1232 is a magic number in the grand scheme of things. So this will be eventually split up into different segments. One of the main segments is going to be the numbers. What the numbers mean. Let's just go into those right now. For those of you that don't know, and you already know, I'm going to write it down. So the reason I have this board, and again, this is an example. I'm talking, speaking like I would just speak to a friend that's in front of me. Sometimes I have dry erase boards. For those of you who have been to my house, which a lot of you have already been to my house, like you have the visual representations of the numbers and stuff that you've seen, that you'll see when you come to my house. So that being said, I'm just talking right now to talk, and then later on we'll be able to put in the numbers with after when Andrew and his White Leaf Productions crew gets this video, they can work their magic and turn it into something super cool with visuals and numbers and stuff. So what I'm actually saying right now, drawing ugly on the dry erase board, will actually look pretty later. All right, thanks. All right, that being said, the numbers in general are you. One is you. You won, man. In order for anything to get rocking and rolling, and in order for anybody to make the dream come true, who needs to be the one that jumps and make an initial oomph? You. That's it. That's what number one means. 23, Michael Jordan. It's very simple. I happen to think Michael Jordan is the greatest at basketball. And he represents greatness in Chicago. I think Chicago's great. I think 2023 is the greatest year. This can only happen this year. As I've been saying to everybody that's talked to me knows, everything's methodically planned to the dates, to the hours, to the sections of the time, to the times that we send stuff out, to the time I'm sending this message out today, to today's date, to tomorrw, stuff going on with Greg and the people at this event. Like everything's methodically planned for the rest of this year up to the first of the year, which is, for those of you that know, there's 123 days, and we're in the middle of that. Not in the middle, at the very beginning of that. Finish it up, 8. Number 8, Kobe. I always looked up to Kobe when he was here. God rest his soul. Him and Gianna. But he was always great. His mentality was always awesome. That's why he was great. his Mamba mentality would always be like to work and be better every day. And I respect that a lot. Add those numbers up, very simple. 32. That's where the magic happens. Bam, bing, bang, boom. Very simple. Magic, and I love Magic Johnson. In general, like if you know MJ's and Kobe, well, me, I'm different, but like I'm kind of like the MJ. Excuse me, I'm kind of like the Magic, personality-wise. Because Magic that's what he was known. He smiled, always smiled. I always liked Magic because he was always the happiest basketball player. He's always a cool guy, and whatever happened with Magic, he's awesome. He's an awesome dude. He's an awesome representation of basketball, and he was just a very, very good basketball player. But that's when the magic happens. You need that. So that's how perfect are these numbers. So these are just some of the main numbers for the plan. Excuse me. 1, 2. There's a big ass truck. 1, 2, 3, 2. And one of the main other numbers is so you might see this number somewhere. It's 1232. So sometimes you'll see like it's called the 1232 initiative, and that's you only know about that if you know about that. So, but ultimately 1232 initiative is 1 U 23 MJ, 32 is the total, and if you add this 1, 2, 3, and 2 together, that's 8. That's it. So all this number internal, all those numbers like intertwined with this, which is 1232 and 8. This is just so this is like a separate thing that you'll figure out if you want to get to that part. It's very simple, and it's everything's 100% explained. So what I'm doing right now is explaining to the computer, not to the computer, to my homie Jonathan, my AI homie, and I don't have a timer because I thought this thing was going to keep the time track, but it turned off the timer. So I'm gonna have to look at that. But I'm just gonna keep talking. So but I'm supposed to do it for 32 minutes, and then that doesn't really matter actually how much time it is, but because I can just redo it later and actually. But you know what? I'm just gonna keep talking. That's true. Because ultimately, so now just explain to you what I just came into my head. I don't need to have this one be 32 minutes. I can just talk for an hour if I wanted. And then after I do all we're going to do with that one, I can figure that out. Oh, these are the segments that I had. And then I can fine tune those, just have an outline. And then that outline is what I use for my other one, which will be segmented, and I will have a timer. Bam. And I can I never go off of scripts. I only go off of bullet points if I need them. But for most of the time, I just talk. And that's what this whole thing is. So to make your dream come true, you need to jump. That's a little plug from Manny O, his Just Jump 2023 movement. To get onto what is the Just Jump 2023 movement, Manny O. For right now, it's a human, which is Manny O, talking to humans, which is you, or this instance, my buddy Just Jump Jonathan, talking about an idea. That's it. As I've always said, it's not a company. It's not. So I can't get paid as a company for anything because I'm not a company. Like I said, that I can't donate anything as non-profit. There's no tax deduction or nothing because it's not a tax deduction thing. Nothing like that. It's a non-profit. We're getting to it. We're figuring out what I have been figuring out who helps, who can help, who's great, who's just been like in the irks, in the sidelines, and all of a sudden jumped up and like, yo, Manny, I'm really down for this cause, and I'm gonna help you out, and I can give all these people, and we all want to help you. Thank you. You know who you are. But that's all I'm doing, and figuring that out. So I'm figuring out like who is great, and then from there, then I think that's the people that. Oh wow, this person deserves one of the spots on the foundation when we started. Like, how else will you find out who does what and stuff? Like, one of my biggest detriments, I guess, I always think everybody's like me. Like, I always think I always just do stuff. Like, I've never cared about titles. I always just do whatever needs to be done. Like, always in general. Like, if you know me, if you trust me, I just do it. Oh, it needs to be done. Cool. I don't care if like it's not in my wheelhouse or oh, this guy's supposed to do it. I'm not. Just get done. Like, if it's gonna make us better and our thing better, like I'm gonna do it first. Get it done. Like, that's how it is. And if you do something with me, like people, like well, I'm not gonna get into any negativity, but sometimes people just want everything fed to them, and I don't think that's acceptable. I think people need to like, hey man, you know, if you want to learn, I'm gonna teach you, but like, just be acceptable for like I don't know. Tangent. I'm not gonna talk about that. I love squirrels. As funny as that segue is, there's like 3 squirrels. Oh, you can see this is 3 with 360, but there's like squirrel. Oh, squirrel. Hey, remember, there's a thing on Facebook that the guy did this, and the squirrels came. Squirrels, you see me, squirrels? That didn't work, dude. But there's like 35 squirrels out here. I think they might know me. You guys know my homie from the crib, Sam. His name is Sam. Sam the squirrel. The 1232 initiative. That's the other thing. I talked about that. Blah blah blah. Top positivity. All right, cool. Just jump. Oh, so the Just Jump 2023 movement is just that. So it's just figuring out who's going to get us to this point. As we're setting up stuff now, as we're setting up appointments, and as we're actually doing things now past September, everything had to wait up till September 1st. So everything, there's specific reasons. If you know what the reason is, then you know. Later on, everything will be out. Like literally, every single solitary part of this story in the history of the universe will be out. Like every part. Like it parts that you don't, anything that's like good, positive, nothing bad. And by bad I mean, like, I'm not gonna call somebody out like a regular person that just made a mistake. I might talk about the mistake, but I won't like call that person out, embarrass anybody, unless you are a government official or somebody like in a position of power that you abuse your power, because then I will call you out. Mr. White Sox guy from McDonald's. So, for those you know what I'm talking about, they reached out to me a couple of times. We'll talk about that later. So, and again, it's just honesty. Like for a record, those of you that don't know, sometimes when I'm just chilling, I'm walking around with this black post. It's not a black post. It's a camera because I'm like recording my life walking down the street. So I never incriminate anybody bad. Or like, I was literally at this point, we'll talk about that later. But at this point, we were literally just packing little envelopes of cards and candy to give away, and I was some bad dude was being bad. Him we'll hold accountable, but and anybody that's dumb we'll hold accountable because you're dumb in a position of power that you're abusing your power. If you're a normal human being, you make mistakes. We all make mistakes. That's cool. Am I perfect? By no means. Will some skeletons come up? For sure. Hey, what's up, skeleton? Let's talk about this. Get out of the way. But I do nothing bad intentionally ever to anybody. Have I done bad stuff on accident? Yeah, for sure. But not perfectly. We had an instance one time when I was doing something with this. I can't call out somebody. I can actually call this guy's names out because the whole situation's over with. But let's call him Floral. Let's call him Floral Smile. Floral Smile. But we were doing this thing with him, and it was a channel. Let's say it was a radio channel that did coupons. Let's say it's called couponradio.com. mycouponradio.com. We'll do stuff with him, and this dude, I did all kinds of stuff, and I would do stuff. Why? As I said before, I just do stuff that needs to be done. So I would make videos, do stuff, and get a whole plan, going business plan, numbers, and phenomenal numbers, and hey, do all that. But this dude always be like, well, no, just sell this. Doesn't matter. I'm like, doesn't matter, bro. It's time. Time is a finite amount of time. Like, there's a specific amount of time, and this time is more valuable than this time. So, like, you can't just say sell. Like, it doesn't make no sense. And I, again, would just do my thing and just be like, hey, man, this is the plan. We have the potential to make this phenomenal if we do it the right way. And I wouldn't care about, I would step on some toes on accident, but not because I was trying to, just because, like, it needed to be done. Like, it's not my fault you do something wrong. And everybody agrees with me, but I didn't mean to offend you by, like, doing something better than you. If 8 people are part of something and 7 people agree, you might have to look at yourself and say, like, hey, yo, maybe I should look at this differently. But that person that brought it up is not a bad person. It's just a person that had a better idea. I'm the person that 100% will listen to better ideas, and like that should put together. That being said, this dude did stuff, owed people money, and we took like $150 that we might owe to like 3 or 4 people, which we'll 100% get back now. But there was a time when we were doing stuff like that. But ultimately, this dude, $50,000 would disappear, and he was lying about numbers to get investors. And my friend from back in the day, which I appreciate you, and she'll be part of this later. But I don't know if I should have said she, but she. Again, I'm just talking, so whatever. But she let me know, hey Manny, double check this, boo. And I'm like, all right, cool. Nothing. They never like said anything specific. But then we double checked, and then there was a true, like, some shit was just magically appeared. He had like the books from the government. The government, I think he had the government officials write his books. The people that keep losing these trillions, stuff like that, they added them to this guy's numbers. So that being said, there were some situations with that we need to make right, and I will 100% make that right. But that's pretty much the only thing that I come to with me. And since again, that's a tangent, not about the video. It's just me talking. It's just all going to be part of the video. And it's all going to be part of the one original video, and it's going to be split up, and it's going to be part of a segment that's going to turn into something in and of itself. That being said, I just want people to watch. Here, this is a segment I was talking about because these people walked by and they smiled when they saw my camera, like they were nice. Some people can be stupid, some people can be rude. I haven't encountered that, but you know that's a thing. And I used to like worry about what people thought. Now I never. I'm just literally talking, and I'm doing this for the greater good. So if somebody ultimately is like, oh, what is this guy's what is he doing, blah blah blah, I'm like, well, if you only knew that I'm trying to help you, like, you would probably not be such a douchebag. So like the other day I was going to the park, and there were some people at the front. I don't know, we went to the fest here, and I'm like asking the dude, hey man, can I go to the, like, I was riding my scooter because I rode my scooter here, there, it's like a mile back and forth. So I just didn't want to walk. I like my scooter. So like I'm like, can I bring it down, and can I bring it back next time? Like, can I walk it through? Because you can walk bikes through. Like, and I go to the grocery stores. I go everywhere with my scooters, and I just turn it off, and I walk it like it's like a cart. And I just put the cart on top. Like even I have the hand cart, put the hand cart and walk as a cart. So I've never had a problem with it. And there's these like a bunch of dudes that were, or people that were at the front that I don't know, doing whatever, watching, checking people in. And then I guess the littlest one, the Napoleon Dynamite of all, Bonaparte, Napoleon. I guess a little when you're a little person, I guess you're always mean. You're always the maddest. But hey man, like, well, why'd you bring it? I'm like, dude, because I live far away. Like, what I'm thinking, I just asked a question. Can I bring a bag next time? I said, can I bring it in a bag? Put it in a bag because I can fold it and put it in a bag. Why'd you bring it? I'm like, hey man, because I live this way. And whoa, I'm like, man, can I bring a bag? He's got to pay the food and stuff. And he's like not even looking at me and keep walking. And I'm like, hey man, a respectful person would just talk to you and be like, hey man, sure. And then I'm like, hey, can I? I'm gonna ask again. And then he's like, yeah, that's fine. Oh, and then I'm like, hey man, you heard him, dude. So then I talked to the other guy that was doing nothing. I mean, they're all patrolling the front, which is like 10 people, I guess, necessary to patrol the front. But they weren't doing anything. They were holding up posts. So this guy's holding up a post, that guy's doing that, and the other people are just watching. And then I'm like, cool, I can bring a bag. Is that fair? All right, you guys heard it. And I go, for the record, it's on camera anyways. Oh, even what I'm saying right now, if I'm lying, we can revert back to the camera because I had it on camera. It was recording the whole time. So, but they're all like rude. Like, why are you guys being rude? Like to somebody, I just literally asked a question. Like, if you guys aren't the people you can ask a question to, who the hell am I supposed to ask a question to? Like, you are the dudes that's supposed to be like, or dudettes, or dude trans, or whatever. I don't care. Do he, she's, theys, elemental piece. I don't care what you call yourself. I don't want to offend anybody. But if you're the people that are supposed to be like watching over stuff, and shouldn't you be cool to people that are genuinely asking questions? Like, but they're all like, meh. They all got picked on as kids, whatever. But that's neither here nor there. We're not gonna let them get us down. You know what I'm saying? Like in general, here's another thing. I love everybody. In general, I love everybody in every position. There's some politicians that are my friends that I like. That being said, I don't believe in politics at all. I think it's a bunch of baloney. It's all lies. It's all just these two fighting against each other and wasting time. And like, can we get a president that's not in trouble with the law? Like, that's it. Like, this guy's bad. Like, not bad, but whatever. They're both bad for both reasons. They're both good for both reasons, but they're both, in my opinion, not necessary. And they just waste our time getting each other. Everybody's just fighting against each other. And it's a complete waste of time. And nothing ever gets done. And this dude right now that's in charge, like, he's too slow. He talks too slow. He can't do anything without being guided and like literally like explained what to say. Does Mitch McConnell do? What the fuck? You turn into a Domo Arigato, Mr. Roboto all the time, and he does a disservice to the universe and to the United States by still staying in that job. If this lady Pelosi really wants to come back, hell no, dude. Like all that stuff, like they're in the positions just to get money. If you look at Congress, how's Congress the biggest stock? People that make the most money at stocks in the United States is Congress. And like how? Okay, this guy is literally in charge of energy, and he's literally betting. He's like, ah, fuck. We didn't do that good of a job this week. I'm gonna go ahead and bet to these guys and say that, well, I agree, we didn't do a good job. I'm gonna bet here and make my buttload of money. You think maybe he doesn't have a little bit of incentive to not do a good job? But that's never it talks about it for 2 seconds and then somebody puts a new Netflix show out and nobody cares. I literally think there's nobody in the history of the universe that's doing anything. There's nobody doing anything at all. Like everybody's just waiting for us to run out of like food. We're waiting for the douchebag Bill Gates to buy all the chickens and buy all the meat and like, dude, why would a guy with the computers buy everything? It doesn't make any sense. Like Warren Buffett, for the record, we're gonna get into that, dude. Like, I'm gonna have a whole conversation about Warren Buffett. Like, some people think he's philanthropic, he's a smart guy. No, dude, you know that guy's real story. He's not. Like, how he got his money, how he's a kid, how the people, Congress and how politics and his father and family, friends, like, of course you're gonna be the richest dude. Like, when you're playing Monopoly with $1 billion against all these little fuckers with 25 cents in a buck, guess what? Like, it doesn't matter what you do, dude. You're always gonna look like freaking brilliant because it doesn't matter. And then all he did was give his money philanthropically, if that's even a word. It should, if it's a bullshit word, it should be what he is specifically doing to to the world, because philanthropic, he gives his money to his family's, his kids' foundations. His wife left him. He gives his money to his kids' foundations, and Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, dude. Like, what? Like, no, man, that doesn't, so just make that idiot bigger. That doesn't make any sense. And like, everybody just watches it, and then they make a show about fucking people eating empanadas with humans in it. I hate that show. Like, I told my sister, I love my sister Paula, I love you. shout out to my sister because I love her, because she will listen to me for go on and on and on and on about my dream and my stuff. And I know when I lose her, I know when she's like doesn't understand, but she just listens and she like just takes it in because she's my sister. So I love you, sis. That's all you need, man. People like to listen. And as crazy as this thing is, it's freaking working, dude. Like, okay, numbers. Let's go on some sidetrack with some numbers. All I've been doing, started off the first day on day 1 of 123 with 23 people. First day, 1 day, 23. And every day after that, I go up 8. Every day is 8 people. So of the 714 people, it was actually past 714, but it was over 700 people that signed up. But there was dupes, there was fake names, there was a couple people that counted as like one different email, signed up for different, excuse me, one person with different emails. But that being said, I know who's responded to stuff. I know who's emailed me. I know who's messaged me about stuff. I know who's responded to codes. I know who's scanned the QR code that I secretly put in one of the videos. I know who's accidentally clicked one of those buttons that was on the website. There was just a button that wasn't even there, and they like it popped it up and said, "Hey, congratulations, you found the magic button!" Because there was a button like that. All this is, you're only seeing what you see, man. You only see whatever you see, and everything is just building up to one humongous thing later, if you believe. And all I've been doing, am I saying, I think the word would be sandbagging. Am I talking specifically to people that I know are going to say yes? Yes. And all I'm asking is for $23 for access. When you figure out what the jump means, jump, it's J-U-M-P, jump, you need to jump, you need the one that jumps, just jump, J, you need to understand. You need to understand what's going on, you need to understand the 2023 Just Jump movement and the vision and what we're working on. M is you want to become a member, later it's going to be membership, next year. Right now it's just access, and right now it's just access because it's not a membership, because membership would be a company thing that we're not doing. We're not doing a membership. We're just access. You're donating $20 to this idea, which is me and what we're working on. Lastly, P is play, participate. Not only do you want to be a member and take advantage of all this awesomeness and be part of this crew, you want to give something to the ecosystem and you want to put yourself in the game and help out. That's it. The most I'll take from anybody is $101, which is 23, 32, 23, 23. Totals 101. That's it. And that ultimately will get you 4 months of access, which is September, October, November, December. That's it. It is ridiculously simple, 101. And what you get for the 101 is immensely valuable. In general, it's worth way more than 101. But you're only gonna know about it if you come in at some point. It's getting more rainy now, which makes me think of, I'm just gonna keep going, I don't care. I told my mom the other day, I haven't been to Mexico forever. For those of you remember, when I did go to Mexico, I was there for a long time. I would go to hotel and talk to them about like I literally have the connects at all kinds of hotels, which you guys will see videos of it. But like, imagine a place where we have the whole place, and we have the whole place, and it's for us. No more paper, excuse me, because it looks a little bit more rainy. But I also talk. I like still talking about it. But imagine if you have the whole place, or imagine one hotel, not a big corporate. Do I like all inclusive? Yes. Do I like unlimited bacon? Unfortunately, too much. But that being said, I honestly like small mom and pop places, which like 20 small amount of places, and they owned by like people and like families and people that work together and stuff, and like real food, and like way better. And even going into the downtowns, because I know everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people restaurants. So you'll meet my people that I've had videos of. And then, but imagine we go there. I'll be there for this span of time, but you can come whenever and just pop in. And then if we go to a hostel, we all have a hostel. We all have like a room, a 10-place room. So it's all like camping in Mexico. But we all have a home base, but we be camping here. We all have come whatever, and it all be taken care of. Concierge to the max. TravelManny.com coming soon. It's getting more rainy. I gotta keep talking. I'm gonna finish up the main. That's a tangent, but I'm gonna finish up the main points. Just Jump 2023. The last 123 days is methodically planned, methodically set out for goals. We have goals to raise a certain amount of money, and we're gonna start the company. The foundation very soon. I think we have locked down 6 of the founding members for the board. I'm looking to have a total of 8. Total of 9, including myself. I'm the 9th. It's 8. Great. How I look at this, and this is how I look at it, it is what it is. But if you're 1 and 8 is great, like no matter what, I got my 8 great. So like if I'm Manny and there's 8 great people, it's Manny and these are my 8 great people. And the group of us is we like the crew or whatever. And then like this person that's in the crew also, their great is this 8, which is me included. So now we all still great. So weird as that sounds, that's how I like it. It's all, we all still have an additional 8. Like we all have, hey, these are my 8. I got 8. I got 8. I got 8. And we all, so it is 9 together because you're 1. But that's just part of the numbers. So I like to think that I'm in Mexico because I haven't been in Mexico in a long time. So right now, I just honestly, I'm wearing my Mexico shirt. I'm wearing my Mexico shorts, swim trunks. I'm not wearing my Mexican sandals because I want to fall. I don't want to slip on the way here. Because they're, come to think of it, I need better sandals. Hashtag sandal places. So the plan is that. I was up to, probably went off a bunch of times on this. September 1st is when we could actually start taking funds and taking donations. So all I've been doing is talking to, have I been sandbagging? 100%. I've been specifically picking the people, the 8 people, or that are for a day, or if I know somebody likes the number 9, they're on the 9th day. They were on the 9th day, like so on and so forth. So I know some people that like, for example, number 33. Then even though I know they're in, I'm gonna talk to them on that day because they're gonna be in. I don't get no's. I am not gonna know at all, literally. And I'm gonna assure you of that. If, Manny, I don't have any money. I'm broke. I'm on public assistance and this and that. Cool. What do you got? What can you help? Yeah, cool. Can you send this out for me? Cool. Oh, cool. I'm gonna help you out with some karma, some dream karma, and bam, you win. What? You win. That's it. Doesn't matter because then by them helping, they're gonna ultimately raise funds by them helping in general. So I will find a way for you to get 23 ridiculously small dollars. And it's ridiculous. It's not a lot. So, can you give more? Yes. You can give up to 101, but after that, you will find out more later. You can't buy in more. There's no buying in. It's a foundation. So there's whole step and there's ways you could. Everything's modeled off of the biggest nonprofits, the biggest companies that are teamed up with the nonprofits. We're modeling everything off of every one of them, like to the T. Like, so you look at our stuff. If you look at the rules and they need 10 guidelines followed, this place does 10, we'll do 12, done. Like, and then we're always modeling off of something else. So if they ever want to say, hey, you're doing this wrong, but we're doing exactly what this place is doing. So let's play that game, homie. And then they'll come out. And then we're going to show, all our financials are completely going to be online, which everything's tracked. So even the money, the $23, you'll see what all this money is going for. The house I'm currently in is used right now as a canvas for a showroom canvas for what we're working on with Epson and a couple of different companies. And those of you who know what I'm talking about, know what I'm talking about. But you only know what's going on at the house if you come to the house. That's the rule for everybody. It's the same thing for everybody. Like, and when you come to the house, there's no, everybody that knows me knows there's no dings. There's no, when you come to the house, you're at the house. There's no phone, there's no recording, anything, but there's no notifications. I tell people, hey man, turn this shit on mute or turn this shit on vibrate. It's important, but I don't like dings. I like to be, I always keep my phone upstairs. I never have my phone on ever. As you know, my number changed. My number now is only numbered 910 710 jump. Only way to get a hold of me, 910 710 jump. 910, for those of you that don't know, is a North Carolina area code. Jump, because I like to jump. Not really. I am not a basketball player at all. I mean, especially with my busted arm. Hashtag tangent. I got a busted rotator cuff. So I like to call it my busted rubber band, but my rotator cuff is busted here. I got to get surgery. But there's a whole thing that happened with the doctors some places, and I'm not going to call anybody else specifically, but I didn't like how stuff was handled, so I didn't want to get my stuff taken care of yet. I just didn't feel comfortable. So we'll get to that later. Justin Bieber. So the numbers, you know the dates. We're working on the dates. We're working on the plan. This is going to be the first video. Let's see what AI comes up with this. Oh, you know what? Fuck, come on. How did it turn really loud? Oh, because of rain. It was because of rain. It turned really loud. So finish up the video. Let's see how long this thing is. Mind you, we're putting this AI, seeing how it sorts it out. All right, to explain to you guys what I've been working on, how this thing started. August 23rd, 2023 to August 23rd, 2024 is the year that I was working on stuff. I was working on the dream, which is, so I was working on the Just Jump dream. 2023, August 2023 to August 2024, working on the Just Jump dream, right? That being said, a normal person normally works around, like, let's just say they work 50 weeks a year. 52 weeks in a year, they work 50 weeks, they take a couple weeks off. They work 40 hours a week, that's 50 times 40, that's around 2,000 hours. I will have worked over 5,000 hours. I think the ending number was like 5,100 and something. But it's all documented and it's all there. But I would have worked that in this year, specifically on just this. just to show, I want to show I was exactly from step to step what I did, the times I did it, how I blocked times out. As you guys know, a lot of you know, like, I haven't been around. I turned into like a hermit, but not because I was being a hermit, because I was literally working on something to change the world and to help the world, because I think the world needs help. I don't know necessarily who's helping us. I don't know who's going to fight for us. Like I said, the superheroes, for those of you know, the superhero headquarters, like, I don't know who is really fighting for us, or anybody for that matter. My friends are having kids these days, and I love it, and I fucking feel so happy for everybody. Like, it's super dope. But I'm like, yeah, man, this stuff is weird, and like, groceries are getting more, and stuff is getting ugly, and people are being bad, and I'm like, there's not anybody that is like caring enough to like stop and be like, yo, like, we're literally seeing this stuff happening, and nobody is like doing anything. It just keeps happening. Like, and then another Netflix show will come on, or another party will happen, and literally it just keeps happening, and it's getting worse and worse. Oh, and you drink with the water bottle, water cap on. But so some stuff happened to me with my shoulder, with some other stuff, and with life in general. And I just got fed up, and I'm like, yo, man, I think somebody needs to make a difference. And I think that somebody's got to be me. So I'm gonna try my hardest. So that's what I started working on, and I just couldn't stop. So and so for those of you who believed in me from the beginning, cool. For those that don't even know what the heck you've been believing in, but are just in, thank you, because it is necessary to have you. For those of you that just what's in my collar, some of you don't even know like what you're in, and you're just like, yo, it's for Manny. And I know the guy. I always come through. I try my hardest. Damn, that person got a lot of packages. Shopaholic over here. I never let. I make good on all my stuff. Always. So some of you, and people are in. Like, I'm a firm believer. Like, hey man, Seth, if you believe in me, like, you are in no matter what. Like, and some people, like, some stuff's going on. Like, you don't even know you're in, and you're in because you helped me for some reason that you don't even know. And it's just like, maybe you responded to something, or you helped me with something, or you keep believing in me. And like, in my brain, I have everybody accounted for. So sometimes there's some stuff going on where it's, hey, I know you got your crew, man. I know you got X amount of people, and you're all gonna be in. Like, I know it 100%. So I want to keep it in my brain as this dude blindly is like, yo, it's Manny, I'm in, no matter what, me and my crew, even though you don't know, because it's instant he knows, and they all know. I guarantee you, as I've had right now, everybody says yes. I don't get no no's. And then later, here's the thing. Later, there's gonna be a point where everybody's gonna want to be in, and that's it. You're gonna have to have no's to keep. You can't have a certain. There's a finite number of yeses. There's a specific amount, and it can't go past that, and it won't go past that. So that being said, every one of these spots is ridiculously. There's only 1232. They're ridiculously valuable spots. So people need to understand that. So that's one thing that people gotta know. Ultimately, when they're doing it, because like you might. There's part of the thing is our contracts and some of our rules that we have right now for people getting in. They put the $23. Literally, what it is, $23 to get in, to get the information, to be in, whatever. And then if they want to put in a couple more, and they want to be a couple steps up, they want to get for the next month, whatever. If they want to do that, they're more to do whatever they can. Because some people are like, man, I'm in for 101 no matter what, or I want me and my kids and this and that. And ultimately, and there's different. If you have a kid, for the record, if you have well, I'm not gonna explain all those numbers now, but kids like under a certain age and stuff still got to be in. You want them to be in only because they want to have one of these spots. They're like very valuable positions. So that being said, but that's completely different, and everything is ridiculously makes sense. Even when you see like the numbers, it's not. It can't be big numbers, because it's got to be a bunch of small people, a bunch of small numbers, a bunch of small donations, a bunch of small help to be like, hey man, all this this group came out of left field, came out of nowhere, and got together to do the greatest thing in the history of the universe in the year 2023 in the greatest city of Chicago. And now they're partying at the greatest house headquarters for superheroes of greatest in the world. So I wonder what AI is going to do with that. So that being said, I think I'm done. I'm gonna stop recording. I'm gonna upload these two to YouTube and see what we come up with. So, should I explain more? No, I think that's it. So we're gonna take this, see what it comes up with, and then I'm gonna do it again. To make your dreams come true, you gotta jump. Peace. Make sure to tell your friends right now. Again, I guess to finish up the numbers, I will talk a little bit more. To finish up the numbers, I just do 8 at a time. 8 people every day. There will be a time where we will kick up the number past 8, but you only know about that if you know about that. Everything is like that. So you only get to know more information if you jump, or you are privy to that because you deserve to be, not just because you want it, or not just because it's online. If you're part of my Instagram crew, I appreciate you immensely. If you're watching, I appreciate you immensely. Even if you haven't signed up, if you have, I fucking love you, superstar. But if you haven't, then you're just, well, I'm gonna wait for the perfect time. That's cool. I appreciate your time. So I honestly value. This is just me talking, as I said, for the AI. This might be clipped into the other little snippets for people, but I value everybody's minute. So when I put something out for 2 minutes, I value your 2 minutes immensely. Like, that's why everything has to be important to me. I don't put anything out there that's stupid. I don't care about dancing. I don't care about fart videos. I don't care about stupid silly stuff. Happy fun stuff, yes, but too much of that, no. I like to have myself be fun and happy, not watch people other people always have fun and happy. So to make your dream true, you gotta jump. Let's see how this thing turns out with the AI, and then we'll do it again tomorrow. Peace.